Now, finally the first Digimon Story game that isn't localized as a Digimon Fold game. Because it wasn't released worldwide at all. Or globally. For some reason, Digimon Story Lost Evolution wasn't officially localized for worldwide release. Then again, if it would have been, then it probably would have been localized as a Digimon World game. So how did I play it? Of course, I used a fun translation patch. So I can't complain about it or blame the official localizations team for something like multiple things or gallant skills, including Digimon techniques or decks for sure. Like decks are gallant skills, then there are skills that unlock bots, and then there are passive skills that work similar if not the same as traits. When I say stuff about skills, it will be referring to bot unlocked skills. I still will be calling decks as decks, they are less conversions, and I don't think I will mention passive skills. Also, font translations also say to refer to the player character, no matter what gender the player is. So I guess this shows that there isn't code for gendering the player character based on gender choice in this and in previous Digimon Story games, if not in all Digimon games. I guess in Japanese there is a way to refer to someone in a natural way. Or maybe even in Japanese the player character is referred as E, no matter what gender choice player chose in this and in the previous games. Okay, in a way it was at least a little bit of complaining about translations. And actually, maybe a little bit more of complaining about it. It seems that one translations are taking localizations of evolutions to take evolutions from previous games or from general media, but couldn't do the same with the tech localizations. Only in understandable situations for it that there wasn't good combination between one translations, and these things are forget by different people. Wait a minute, actually another thing, I guess the evolution in global audience was no term, so for text I don't know about it, because the evolutions were even in other Digimon media. So maybe that's why. That's another reason why there is different stuff, makes differently than translations. Okay, I wanted this to be just about multiple things translated as skills, so as not to confuse viewers, but it turned out to be about some translations that I think are wrong. Anyways, about the game. Like, it is a difficulty spike, even before you have access to an item shop. And at that time, Digiform wasn't accessible when I bought Digimon in there before the spike. It was annoying, plus there is a lot of fighting if you want to get as many damage points as possible, which might be needed to do something. But more about these things later in the video. Of course, Digimon Story Lost Evolution was developed by Beck, which merged with Presto to PP Studio, for which the name change announcement was made to name it as Bandai Namco Forge Digitals Incorporated, and was published by Bandai Namco Games, now known as Bandai Namco Entertainment, only for Nintendo DS. For this game, it's more understandable why only for Nintendo DS. because there are more uses for touchscreen, but more about it later in the video. From this game, the player characters is a default name already set when naming a character. So because a player's character is a girl, then the set name for it is Kisuna. So then the story starts with us being in a festival watching fireworks. But then Kisuna's friend notices something falling from the sky. Really? Why it's reading start in this script? Then Kisuna's friend group went to check it and then saw Digimon and Bonding Tamers thinking they were aliens. Or something like that. After the Digimon chooses Kisuna as a tamer, we add a battle with Bondings, after which all of us go into digital form. However, thanks to some fun, the friend group gets split apart in the digital world. So while needing to find our friends, Kisuna also needs to get played to fix the evolution tree. And while doing that, she finds out that she also needs to save the digital world. So, I guess I feel like this is a basic story for the game. Like, it doesn't impress me at all. But I guess it's an interesting take that some children getting into the digital world didn't become tamers. And some twists were visible sometime before they were developed. Or is it because I know these story cliches, or whatever they call it, I noticed them. It's a story game, but I feel indifferent about this game's story. I'm guessing that's why it wasn't officially localized, and if it will be, then this reason will be why it will be localized as a world game. Still, maybe it's a better story game than the previous ones, then it still can be counted as a story game. Also, this game puts more focus on player choices. Even if the game forces you to select fun options, so as fake choices. Of course, the base gameplay is the same, including the sound system, only this time the battle OS is different. It isn't menu anymore. I guess it's like a clock with only 4 directions. Well, as you can see from the game footage. However, there aren't just 4 actions to choose, but 8, 2 in each direction. So this method was implemented because it's made to being an S-Schools, the Digimon are only up to 4 decks. Seems Digimon were getting closer to being a Pokemon clone at that time. Selecting the auto option is just for one deck, it isn't auto battle system. Just a game choice and randomly for deck tools when using auto option. At least it felt like that. Some days when I accidentally used it. Another reason why Digimon can beat allegations that they are Pokemon clone is you can only up to 6 party members in this game. Thankfully, you still can use up to 3 Digimon at the same time. And the skills. Thankfully, they are needed only to do side content, including side quests. They are also only when a path is blocked, like with ice or trees, or needing to go underground, or underwater, and maybe other stuff, which is needed only for side content. But at one point I was kinda lost, so I used a skill to move the main game forward. However, even then it's annoying to deal with having the right skills, because for some reason when Digimon dig falls, they can forget that skill, or even maybe get a different skill. Like, really? Allies are options if a player wants to keep that skill when Digimon dig falls, and with it, you could block a path for the main story. But no, these skills are only useful for optional stuff, so it was pointless to implement them in the first place. Or is it an attempt to beat the Pokemon clone allegations? Having the path block but not for the main story path. I don't think that is working, while having previous mentioned stuff. The second part of the gameplay is that you need to fix the evolutions and place them in evolution tree. It's controlled by touchscreen. If you get a tick evolutions plate to fix it from palace, or you can lop bomb doing all of the job for you and take all of the credit. Only if you have fixed at least one of the same plates before end. Or just waited for time to run out for most of the plates, so you can get better results from lop mount fixing them. Only that means it's less overall timer points when you fix them. So you can let the timer run out for most of the plates if you don't care about timer points. The timer is different for different difficulty plates. It's a 3-second increment for each difficulty. And of course there are items which you can upgrade for it. However, this part takes the longest, especially when the amount does great reporting. You can't skip even if Lopmont was doing all of the work, and you took all of the credits. You even need to wait for Lopmont to finish working in the first place. If you want to binge fix plays, then it can take a lot of time, even if you just fix new plays by yourself. Your other files will be sitting through great reports, and you need to start fixing to see what you are fixing so you can get what form you want your Digimon to Digfall into or generate aka Digfall it. Well, when reserve these plates, you could quest for what Digimon they are, but I don't know about from the plate fixing menu if you can quest from where for what forms the plate is for. Right. The plate fixing is on this game also touchscreened in more ways. What touchscreen hosts that came from previous games, well, at least from the Down and Dust, or its original subtitles for those games, Soundburst and Non-Link. I don't know about the first story game. You could use touchscreen to move to check out the arena a little bit further. So I use it in this game, for this game. I only found out about that feature when I've watched one of the reviews from previous to these games, which of course were localized as for games. It's from comments from one of those videos. Well, it's from one of the comments from one of those videos. It's only from one comment from one of those videos that I found out about touchscreen for these games. And I remember using it for this game, only for this game. I remember to use it. Because for story reasons the evolutions tree is broken. Then the evolutions form appears as zerolas, and which means those forms aren't in the tree, so this is where Stigma game used zerolas to aid the evolutions forms, but this time is more than just it. So your Digimon can default into them, and so the game's subtitle is Lost Evolution. You think with a system like this, there aren't any evolution forms. No, they are in-game, but for which you don't use the Digimon. So because of this, one of my Digimon couldn't default to higher forms. Then I was constantly defaulting it and back. Not so much to reach much AP. Well, more than half towards max up, yeah, you get for the Digimon. The different Digimon max up is different, and it increases only by 1 when defaulting or de-defaulting. Not sure what that means. Maybe after reaching max up, Digimon won't be able to get bonus stats. Plus, now you can't default Digimon from a farm, even party Digimon, when you can default them everywhere. So you need to also develop the default farm Digimon. However, the menu still resets when you default a Digimon from develop. Thankfully, Digimon scanning with balls isn't long anymore. Digimon aren't scanned one by one anymore. They get scanned at once. Waxing plates isn't the only way to get tamer points. Of course, also side quests gave you tamer points, for which after reporting it to a quest giver, then you don't need to report it to the quest piece. Only it seems for most of the quests, you need to a specific Digimon with a specific personality. Now Digimon in Digifarm can do more than just train. They can go on expeditions or make items. For expeditions, it can be done already when you get access to a farm, but for item making, you need specific farm codes. For story reasons, the Digimon were already given to me. And when getting access to the farm, you get 3 more Digimon. I wonder if Digimon from a farm are randomized or not. So I sent those 3 Digimon to an expedition. Finally, there isn't any annoying miss sound effect. There isn't a sound effect for it at all. But also my Digimon really miss it. So that is also a point. Experience now isn't split into different teams to be a Digvolution requirement. However, there are leftovers in farm codes for different teams of experience, or at least I assume that those are leftovers. And of course, it was easier to notice rehost assets because traveling to the same locations as in the previous game, but with different layout, and maybe one time with the same layout. And with it, I noticed music was rehost. By the way, the final boss wasn't so difficult. Melee tried using texts that were effective against it when possible, but it rocked if I grinded more than those attacks would deal more damage. but I still need those some items, but not much. And after beating it, I was thinking, is it really the final boss? Well, there is boss game stuff for which you need a specific amount of timer points, which can be either by blade fixing or doing quests from specific Digimon with specific personality. So I'm counting that I finish this game. Now about the second thing which annoyed me other than being unable to skip great report screens. It's a difficult spec, which was the first thing in order that annoyed me. Sure, there was a little bit of blade fixing, but at the time I didn't have a lot of fix, so it didn't get annoying at the time. But I know that after some time, at least great reporting skins will get annoying and tiresome. Anyways, about the difficulty spike for which I'll share spoilers or what I think are spoilers. So either jump to for wrap up section or stop watching video. Okay, now I'll start talking about the difficulty spike. It's a weird spell against translators / erasers. It happens at DigiBase after you have found a DigiShop. So even if there would have been an item shop accessible at the time, I wouldn't be able to access it. But there wasn't even one before these powers. Yeah, it isn't just one battle against them, but two battles in a row against them. Using only two Digimon at the time, I had difficult time battling against them, especially when before there weren't options to buy items. Sure, the game gave me 5 Digimon, but I should know from in-game that this bullshit is coming, so I sent 3 Digimon to expeditions to get items when I didn't have options to buy items in the first place. But those items weren't enough. So it took multiple times to beat the fight, because most of the time I lost as a second battle. I guess the first battle for Kek is a little bit as a grinding opportunity, when losing isn't a game over, but sending you back to the same place, which couldn't be the base at the time of course. And of course at that time, the characters lost erasers were blocking the back to the base, then I didn't add access to it. Like in the second battle, erasers of the text that they stop my Digimon from attacking in whatever way. And then the texts that are effective to the first Digimon that I obtained. Also came force onto me. Agumon. Gold output Agumon in farm before this, but again, I didn't expect this bullshit. Especially this early in the game, and when the item shop wasn't available to me. It's another cheap way to participate in. By the way, at this time, for some reason, my Digimon randomly couldn't hear my commands, which stopped happening later in the game. Really? Why is it happening? Not only did I need to deal with opponents stopping my Digimon from attacking, but also obeying that my Digimon fully listen to my commands. If there is an auto-attack action, then maybe if my Digimon doesn't listen to my commands, then the Digimon should also attack or any action, minus using items by themselves. But no, it's just a turn skip. Seems it's just another way to participate in. Maybe it's because of this. Then I didn't have difficulties with final boss. Well, maybe I played part of it, that I didn't have difficulties at the final boss. This game eventually faced to pass the playtime, like unexpected difficulty spike and unskippable great report skins, then the game quality is lowered. So this game is just a possible game as a Digimon Story game. Sure, it's an interesting take with having elements that aren't demons being in the digital world. But maybe it could have been told in a better way. So features that put the playtime in a cheap way would be so annoying as it is correctly, or as they are correctly. Or at least for the great reporting part, it should allow the player to skip seeing it, especially when player doesn't have controls over it, when their player doesn't have inputs for it. But I guess maybe it wasn't possible when there is great reporting and play fixing. The farm Digimon trains in the background. Or maybe it shouldn't have counted as great reporting time for farm Digimon, only just send fixing the plate by yourself. Or when Lobbound is doing it, should have counted it, that time should have counted for farm Digimon. So then I would be fine if only the Lobbound part would be an instant, and the great reporting would be instant. However, if you look past these shapes ways of putting the time, then overall you can have some enjoyability with this game. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, like the video, subscribe and comment. See you next time.